What if you could generate professional infographics, comic-style illustrations, and technical blueprints, all from a single text prompt? Today, I'm showing you a tool that does exactly that. And trust me, by the end of this video, you're going to want to try it yourself. Let's get into it.
This is Parvez Durrani, and you are watching Guru Tech Solutions.
So, the website we're looking at today. This platform is seriously impressive. It understands, generates, and modifies images, all in one place. And today, we're going to explore how to create stunning infographics using its studio. First things first, we need to sign in. And honestly, it couldn't be easier. You can sign in with your Google account, use phone verification, or even log in with GitHub. Pick whatever works best for you, and you're in within seconds. Once you're logged in, here's the main interface of the platform. If you open the sidebar, you'll see your recent projects and recent activities, all neatly organized. And there's also a gallery option, so if you're not sure where to start, the gallery section is your best friend. You can explore previously generated results from other users, and here's the cool part, you can even reuse their prompts directly. Now, this is the Infographics section, and if you click on the Interleaved option, you'll find the Interleaved Image Generation feature. But before we jump into that, let's go back to the main studio and talk about what interleaved actually is. So, make interleaved images. Basically, interleaved is a text-to-image generation model that creates images in a step-by-step storytelling format, a visual progression style. It works incredibly well for storytelling, tutorials, product showcases, and creative projects, helping you generate clear, engaging, and visually compelling content. Pretty exciting, right? All right, let's start with the Infographics section. We'll select the Infographic option and enter our prompt. For this demo, we're using a detailed prompt about AI's impact on student IQ. We've also included styling details like futuristic dark mode, glass morphism aesthetics, desaturated colors, SEO highlights, and much more. Feel free to pause the video here and check the full prompt in detail. Now let's move to the Settings section. Here, you can select the aspect ratio for your final output. We're going with 16:9, which is perfect for YouTube videos and presentations. Once the prompt and settings are ready, hit the Generate button. The model will first analyze your prompt, and then it starts working its magic. And wow, look at that result. The model has done a genuinely impressive job with this infographic design. The typography is surprisingly clean, the text has very few mistakes, and the overall layout looks completely professional. You can also see that it nailed the glass reflection effect and the glass morphism styling exactly as we requested in the prompt. It even generated diagrams and visual elements that perfectly match the content. Overall, this looks polished, professional, and ready to publish. Now, if you want to share your result, click on the Share option and upload it to the community gallery. Just like the examples we saw earlier, you can share the full generation with the prompt, or share only the prompt itself. And if you want to download your results, head to the Export option. Here, you can export only the latest run, up to 3 selected runs, or all the generated results from the current session. Just select your preferred option, click Export, and the files download directly to your computer. Simple. Now, let's move to the Interleaved section and try something a little more creative. For this one, we entered a prompt to create a comic-style illustration depicting a couple exchanging declarations of love beneath a cherry blossom tree. We also asked it to simulate the drawing process step by step, starting from rough line art and gradually filling in colors and details. It's actually a short and simple prompt, but the real test here is how well does the model handle step-by-step image progression and storytelling. And here are the results, and they're beautiful. First, it created the foundation with clean line art to establish the composition and character expressions. Then, it applied base colors to build a soft, romantic atmosphere with pink and green tones. And finally, it refined the image with atmospheric details, cherry blossom petals, lighting effects, and cinematic enhancements to deliver a polished, comic-style illustration.
This is how interleaved image generation works. It visualizes the creative process step by step, which is incredibly useful for storytelling, tutorials, comics, and creative concept presentations. Now, let's go back to the graphic option and try something completely different. This time, we created a detailed prompt for an exploded view camera blueprint, a precise, technical-style infographic where every internal part of the camera is separated and labeled clearly.
Once the prompt was ready, we hit Generate, and the result? Absolutely stunning. You can see the lens assembly, mirror mechanism, shutter system, sensor, and all the internal components separated in a sleek, exploded view style. The blueprint aesthetic and technical detailing look genuinely professional. This type of infographic is incredibly useful for product showcases, engineering presentations, educational content, or technical explainers. Seriously impressive stuff. So, what do you think about these infographic and interleaved generation capabilities? Pretty powerful, right? Now let's talk about something even more exciting, the local deployment of this tool. Here, you can see the GitHub page of SenseNova U1, where you'll find all the model files and documentation. As you can see, SenseNova U1 is a unified multimodal understanding and generation model built on a brand new unified architecture. And in the latest updates section, you'll notice they've released the SenseNova U1 8B MOT infographics model, specifically optimized for improved infographic generation. If you're interested in the technical side of this project, definitely check out the latest development updates and model releases directly from their GitHub page. So, what exactly is SenseNova U1? SenseNova U1 is a new series of multimodal language models that unifies understanding, reasoning, and image generation into a single architecture. Instead of relying on separate adapters to connect language and vision models together, SenseNova U1 processes and reasons across text and images natively inside the same architecture. And that opens up a lot of possibilities. Here are some of the key pillars of this model. It processes language and visual information together in an end-to-end architecture. It preserves semantic understanding while maintaining pixel-level image quality. It can reason across multiple modalities more efficiently with minimal conflicts between text and visual generation. And because of its unified architecture, it achieves smoother multimodal performance with better overall efficiency. Now let's check the benchmark results. The SenseNova U1 8B MOT infographics model performed really well in both infographic generation and latency testing. In the generation performance versus speed comparison, it ranked just behind models like Nano Banana 2.0 Pro and OpenAI GPT Image 2.0, while outperforming several strong competitors like QWen Image 2.0 and Seed Dream 4.5. Now, for the open-source versions, they've released multiple variants of the model, including SenseNova U1 8B MOT using a dense backbone architecture, SenseNova U1 A3B MOT using an MOE or Mixture of Experts backbone architecture. So, depending on your hardware and requirements, you can try different versions locally. All the links and installation instructions are available directly on their GitHub repository. Let's now check out some of their showcase examples and generated results. Starting with text-to-image generation, honestly, the results look really engaging and visually impressive. The image quality, composition, and overall styling are genuinely strong. Let me know in the comments what you think about the text-to-image generation quality. Now, let's look at the text-to-image reasoning feature, and this one is really interesting. Instead of directly generating an image, the model first explains its understanding and reasoning and then generates the final result based on that process. It's like watching the model think before it creates, and the results? Pretty impressive. Now let's check out the image editing capabilities. Here's an example where the user prompted, "Change the jacket color of the person on the left to bright yellow," and the model did a really clean job, preserving all the rest of the image details perfectly. Here's another example where a simple dog photo was transformed into a hard-style cartoon illustration. Again, the result looks surprisingly good, with strong style consistency throughout. Now, let's look at image reasoning and editing combined, which is where things get really fascinating. You upload an image, enter a text prompt describing what should happen next or how the scene should change, and the model first reasons about the image before generating the final result. Feel free to pause and read through the reasoning process in detail. It's genuinely fascinating. And here are the interleaved storytelling style generations, step-by-step visual progressions instead of a single static image. And when you combine interleaved with reasoning, the results are really something special. Now let's look at the benchmark section. In the visual understanding benchmarks, tests like MMBench-EN, AI2D, MM-STAR, and many other multimodal evaluations, SenseNova U1 has performed really well. In several categories, it either outperformed competing models or secured second place overall. The results are genuinely promising. In the visual generation benchmarks, the model again delivered very competitive results, especially considering its efficiency and generation speed. And in the visual benchmarks, it performed strongly across most categories as well. So while it may not dominate every single benchmark, it consistently ranks near the top and shows really strong multimodal performance across the board. So, what do you think about this tool? Because honestly, the fact that you can deploy it locally on your own computer makes it even more exciting. Just download the models, follow the deployment instructions from the official repository, and you're good to go. I'll put the links in the description for both the official website and the local deployment GitHub page, so you can check them out yourself and start experimenting. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more AI tool tutorials and future videos just like this one. See you in the next one.